nothing coincidental about the music we play. The Black Keys, Waiting on Words is the name of that song. 7:44 the time, 16 minutes in front of 8 o'clock. Welcome to the Mornings with Ed show at the all-new Voice of Laguna. A spectacular and beautiful day here along the Southern California coastline. There are some clouds, and we did finally get a little rain last night. Waking up to wet streets. They'll be warm and dry by the end of the day. I guess the big kerfuffle, we'll get into that in a second. I want to start off with 2020. Back in 2020, and I'm hoping to tie all this together. That in 2020, we had local elections here. I was working at another radio station at the time, and like I always do, I was pointing out the facts and numbers and the math. And there was one race of that election, one race for office here locally, that was down to two people vying for that same position. One of those people was supported by someone who was currently holding that position. And that's okay. When I pointed out that the math wasn't adding up, and it wasn't necessarily fault or anything, it just, the math isn't adding up to this person's campaign. The radio station I was working at then got pressured from the sitting person in office, get that guy off the air or else we are going to take action. Leveraging her position in city government against a local business to take action. Well, they did. I was I was suspended with pay, minimal pay. I was suspended for the duration of until the election happened, and then I went back afterwards, of course. But the facts that I spoke of were true. The numbers didn't add up on the other person running. And eventually the voters found to agree with that and elected the person whose numbers did match. I hope that makes some kind of sense here. So what we're seeing here is Disney and ABC, or Disney's ABC, ABC belongs to Disney, taking Jimmy Kimmel's late night talk show off the air indefinitely in a stunning, really, decision that came just a few hours after the Trump administration official responsible for licensing ABC's local stations publicly pressured the company to punish Jimmy Kimmel. That's why the FCC is filthy. At least two major owners of ABC-affiliated stations subsequently said they would preempt Kimmel's show, sparking speculation that the owners were trying to curry favor with the administration. The local media conglomerates are each seeking mergers that would require administration approval. And as Kimmel prepared to tape Wednesday night's episode in Hollywood, ABC decided to pull the plug, astonishing everyone in the entertainment entertainment industry. The suspension is cowardly. Let's just call it what it is. From a cowardly administration to the FCC handling it in a cowardly fashion, and ABC acquiescing to that. It really underscores how political opinions and comments have become like high-profile campaigns now, with the administration urging employers to fire people who make comments that are perceived as unflattering, either to the administration or to their satellite fascists. And the president has also gone after media companies, specifically when they displease him, as with the $15 billion defamation suit that he filed against the New York Times this week, and lawsuits against other outlets. The hope is that at some point, media has to get together and decide, well, is freedom and what we tout as the freedom of speech more important than the dollars that we're going to earn by combining companies and by doing a takeover. One company bids for a takeover on another. The ABC late night slot last night was filled with Family Feud, and FCC Chairman Brendan Carr said on a right-wing podcast yesterday that he had suggested that the FCC would move to revoke ABC affiliate licenses as a way to force Disney to punish Kimmel. He said this. He said, we at the FCC are going to force the public interest obligation. There are broadcasters out there that don't like it. They can turn in their license to the FCC, but that's our job. And he says, and now we're making progress. And the Trump administration, what you're seeing, is increasingly using the weight of government power to suppress lawful expression. Jimmy Kimmel did not make any unfounded claims. He just made a joke. And that some people might find that joke crude. It wasn't. But that's neither illegal nor grounds for companies to capitulate to this administration in ways that violate the First Amendment. It's the First Amendment. It's the first one you see, people. It sets this dangerous new precedent, and companies have to stand firm against any efforts to trade away First Amendment freedom. However, they don't, because it's their bottom line. It's their dollar. It's essentially oligarchs running these companies. Nexstar, which operates about 24 ABC affiliates, issued a press release saying it strongly objects to Kimmel's remarks and saying its stations would replace the show with other programming in its ABC-affiliated markets. Notably, here's something to take note of, Nexstar is seeking Trump administration approval to acquire another big U.S. station group, Tegna. Now, that deal requires the FCC to loosen the government's limits on broadcast station ownership. Minutes after Nexstar criticized Kimmel publicly, ABC said the show was being yanked nationwide. Go figure. Later on in the evening, just a few hours later, another big station group, Sinclair, said it had also told ABC that it was preempting Kimmel's show on its ABC-affiliated stations before the network announced its nationwide decision. Sinclair also has business pending before the Trump administration, and it made a bid for Tegna a day before Nexstar stepped in with its bid. So following ABC's action to indefinitely pull Kimmel's show off the air, I got to thinking, what does this sound like? Where have I heard this story before? Well, that's how Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban consolidated control of the media in his country. And this president and his allies appear to be running the same exact playbook against media outlets here in the U.S. Regardless of what you think of, regardless of where you stand, which side of the aisle you stand on, the First Amendment is that freedom of speech that we hold or used to hold so dear. So right now, this administration is using legal maneuvers, financial incentives, and public pressure campaigns to persuade companies to make changes that benefit his party and bolster his power. And just yesterday's decision for ABC to sideline Jimmy Kimmel is just the latest example of that. The Kimmel suspension is part of a broad Trump-led effort to silence his critics. You see it. You know it. You can't not see it. You can't not smell the stench. This is beyond McCarthyism. Trump officials are repeatedly abusing their power to stop ideas that they don't like. Ideas. When an idea becomes illegal, we're all in trouble. They're deciding who can speak, who can write, who can even make a joke. This administration's actions paired with ABC's capitulation represents a grave threat to our First Amendment freedoms. Last July's move by CBS to cancel The Late Show with Stephen Colbert reek of Orbanism. Viktor Orban. That's what it is. It's Orban weakened public broadcasting, muzzled independent media through autocratic carrots and sticks, and incentivized owners to fall in line. A key underlying story is that media owners, both foreign and domestic, largely capitulated individually rather than mounting a collective resistance, which is what they should have done, which enabled Orban's systematic capture strategy, and which is exactly what this administration is doing now. Companies like Disney, just caving in to Trump's desires, most pointedly through legal settlements. Disney settled Trump's defamation lawsuit against ABC last December instead of defending itself in court, where they could have won. And Paramount settled Trump's suit against CBS last July, even though legal experts said that Paramount had a strong case and could have won. Trump is now suing both the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. His legal warfare has been combined with this unprecedented application of the government's regulatory powers. Brendan Carr, who's just a stick figure, a puppet, his hand-picked chair of the FCC, has opened probes of several TV station owners that Trump dislikes, and he's inserted himself politically in ways that the FCC has never done before. This is an absolute clarion call, a warning to everyone. Things are changing.
The Mornings with Edcha will be right back.
The Taste of Laguna Food and Music Festival is celebrating its 20th anniversary on